Yes, Samantha, I'm doing fine. All right, it's officially 7 o'clock, so we shall start our today's session. So, hi, good evening, everybody. Right, so for those of you who are not very familiar with me, right, so my name is Kevin Chan. So, I'm one of the consultants here with the Joey Yap Consulting Group. Right, so I am also one of their instructor. I'm also their public speaker inside the group. So I personally authored 2 books. The first book, BaZi Road to Success, is about using BaZi to understand your own aptitude. Right, so, if you want a entry-level book to understand BaZi and yourself, please go and buy that book. And the second book is BaZi Road to Parenthood. So as the name suggests, it's about understanding children from a BaZi perspective so that you can look for a good environment, provide them so that they can, function much better, right? So I have been featured in several platforms, including Bernama TV, on the radio, Melody FM, and quite often go to property talk, like iProperty, right? So and also other property related talk. But of course, past year no such thing has happened because of the pandemic, right? So we are going to look at the month of April, right? So this particular month, right? So let me just switch myself to the what we call the very friendly tiny size. Okay, so this is the normal size that we go for our presentation. Right, so yes, we are going to look at the month of April, which is from the Chinese point of view is 4th of April until 4th of May. All right, so that is the official Chinese calendar that we are looking at, right? So we are going to look at the water dragon, or what we call Ren Chen. So the dragon will have a clashing effect with the dog and a combined effect with a rooster. So if you've got rooster or you've got dog inside your month, this month you are having an interaction with the month, all right? So no good, no bad. Combined doesn't mean good, clash doesn't mean bad. Okay, so just that you are having a bit of an interaction. So auxiliary star wise, there is the moon. So the great moon is available for this month. So a great moon is usually represent the yin element. So the helper or the noble people, which is a great moon, are often ladies. Okay, so look for ladies if you have problems. So they are able to give you ideas, which eventually can turn into a business model. Right? So, if you are wondering whether your business model work or don't work, go and get ladies that you fairly trust and, basically talk to them. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Right, so if you have not printed your BaZi chart, you are required to do so. This is the link for you to print your BaZi chart. So it's joeyap.com BZ chart. That's why you go and print it, because you need to find your day master. Right, so doesn't follow the popular way of doing things whereby they use animal signs. So I would use the day master to basically do the presentation. So this is where the day master is located. So when you have printed your BaZi chart, you go and look at the nature. The nature chart, there will be a box which is highlighted in gold color or yellow if you want to, if your printer is low on color. You will look yellow, but anyway, it's a highlighted box which is labeled as day. So we'll be using the day master. We will go through all the 10 particular day master that is relevant on this particular session. So we are looking at the day master. So you have to locate your day master, nothing to do with your animal sign of birth. Okay, day master is the one that we are looking at, right? So we will kick it off with basically the Jia day master, which is the Yang Wood day master, the first of the 10 stems that we're going to go and look at. So this particular one, if you take a look, which is the Ren Chen, which is the water on top, earth at the bottom. So the water, which is the Ren water, will be translated in terms of the 10 god into indirect resource. And the dragon, which is the Wu Earth, main chi, will be transferred to indirect wealth. So anytime that the wealth star is present, is always signified that there is an opportunity that you can act upon, which you can sometimes convert the opportunity into something that benefit you. So a lot of times we will talk about money, right? So there's going to be opportunity that you can basically convert that about into money. So of course, the little yeet wood inside the dragon, so the dragon consists of a hidden stem of yeet wood, is your rock wealth, which does mean that, you know, there is a chance that somebody is also eyeing for the same opportunity, right? So resource star, what happened now? Resource star actually slow a person down. When you have a resource star, it's basically signal, you know, you need to be careful, you know, you need to take a look at the situation in a deeper manner. You need to do more research in it, right? So it does suggest that you need to be a little bit more defensive in the particular situation. But here's the thing, right? You want to be defensive is your perspective, and, you know, your rock wealth is not going to wait for you to be defensive. So that's why you need to observe what your opponent is basically doing. My suggestion is don't let the resource star slow you down, right? So you want to basically move faster. Remember, you have the direct wealth in the year. The Chou, which is the ox, carry the direct wealth energy. So there's quite a lot of wealth energy inside your chart this particular month, right? So with the indirect wealth and also direct wealth around. So opportunity is quite significant, you know, so you might want to just move a little bit faster, or else, you know, somebody just snatch your opportunity, right? Get ready to defend yourself. Okay, cool, right? So don't be a, now literally speaking, don't be a tree. For lack of, you know, for lack of wording, you know, do not be a tree and just sit around, right? So, you know, try to move a little bit. All right. So second one, yeet wood, which is the yin component. So the yin component, the Ren water, right? So which yang water is translated to direct resource. Okay, right. So always when you see the direct resource, there is always a good opportunity to basically learn anything in a deeper level. So you can see that as a great opportunity to basically do a lot of leveraging there on the knowledge and expertise that other people already have in them, right? So in the olden day, the direct resource is akin to a teacher, right? So it's somebody who has the experience, right? So, and they are basically able to guide you so that you contract the amount of time you require to basically, you know, get the portion of it done, right? So caution part of it, be careful of self-harm that's basically happening to you, because what happened, right? So the yeet wood, which is hidden inside the dragon, basically right now surfaces because you are yeet wood as well. Okay, so that particular thing is surfaces, and remember that you have a 7 killing in your own personal year. The sin metal 7 killing is very strong because it's connected 7 killing. So you don't want to put yourself in harm way. So, you know, just be careful. So again, resource star, because there's somebody who come here and sort of like assisting you, you might become over reliant on the situation. Okay, so which means that, you know, if the help is not there, you don't dare to move, right? So, you know, you want to be careful of those sort of situations, not to be over reliant on other people, right? Resource star is great, it's neat, it support you, you know, it give you life, it basically save you, but over reliant on it is no good. It's like taking too much painkiller. You know? So painkiller is great, you know, when you're having pain, you take a painkiller, the pain stop. But if you don't really fix the situation, keep on taking painkiller, it's not going to help you. Okay? So that's where the self-harm comes from anyway. Taking too much painkiller, right? So, you know, be careful of that, you know, for yourself. So, you know, deepen your knowledge, leverage on people who already have all the knowledge, you know, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Right? And that is the portion that you need to take a look at, right? So, pink fire, the yang of the fire is sunshine, you know, nice little sunshine that we have there. The Ren water is a 7 killing, right? So the Ren water is 7 killing. So 7 killing always has to do with your ability to be courageous. It always has to do with your ability to basically take the higher amount of risks, right? So, you know, it's good for you to basically go and look for new opportunity because you are sitting on eating God. Now, eating God is all about expanding energy, looking for, you know, new way to basically solve an existing old problem or a new problem. They basically go and look at it at a very different angle, right? So because the 7 killing is there, you are more daring in terms of coming up with new solution, which is good. Which is something that you want to take a look. Hey, Evelyn. Yes, this is based on the day master, Evelyn. You don't do based on animal sign. So we do based on the day master. Right, so it's better in terms of information extraction. We'll talk about the day master time of it. Right. So as usual, right. So the eating god has a little bit of a what we call perfectionism in terms of handling situation, right? So we don't want the perfectionism to basically get in the way of execution, right? So that's why don't take too long when you want to take action. Just be careful of it, right? So instead of trying to be perfect, just get the thing done. That is the action that you want to basically do. That's where the 7 killing king come in handy. You see, now 7 killing always is very temperamental when it comes to do things. Try first, worry about it later. So you want to leverage on that particular energy right now to basically, just get things done first, just go and do it. Right. So, like normally, like right now, a lot of people like, I know the internet is very important, but I'm not ready to go on to the screen, So like usual, I always tell people, take the phone, point it to yourself, click the live button, start talking. That's it, right? So, it doesn't need to look nice. It doesn't really need to know savvy, even if the screen that you're looking at me using right now, if you remember a few months ago, it was a ugly green screen until I figure out how to get this done. Right, so this is new. Just figure out how to get this done, guys. Right, so don't worry about it, right? So get things done, and then don't need to worry about things too much, right? So this month for the Ting fire, which is the yin fire, which we normally call it the candle fire or the fire of inspiration, right? So they are having the direct officer star, which is the Ren water. So every time direct officer star appear, it means that there's going to be official power that's usually involved. Right, so when you have official power, basically is involving in this situation right now. So you need to take a look at it. If the official power is actually bestowed upon you, but when it's in the heavenly stream, usually it's given to you. Right. So now the part of it that you need to be careful of right now is that you are sitting on two. The mantra is basically sitting on two very aggressive energy, which is the hurting officer and 7 killing. Right, so there's a bit of a threat happening to the officiation of the power. So it's signal unstable. The power is very unstable. So you want to increase your efficiency to basically leverage on the power that you have. Make every blow count. Right, so you need to be careful of going into burnout for yourself. Especially for those of you who are a bit on the workaholic side of it, or sense of responsibility, a bit more heavy type of person. They may go into a burnout situation when official power is basically given them to you. So hurting officer is very good for branding purpose. So you want to use the attention that's given to you to basically brand yourself. So direct officer give you the power. So right now you have the power for yourself already. You want to leverage on the hurting officer to basically advertise your power. Instead of going against your power, you want to advertise your power. Right? So this one basically help you with the future, whereby more people know your leadership. More people know that you are a person who can deliver on the things that you are. So they become more reliant on you. Right? So for any type of society, we always look up to the leadership figure, and people start to put reliance on the leadership figure for them to assist in making decisions. So this particular month is the month that you want to do a little bit of a branding for yourself, so that you can do better in terms of how you basically get things done. Right. So next one is the Yang Earth, which is what we call the Wu Earth. This one is usually graphically is the mountain, the very big fella. So you got your indirect wealth there, from your Ren water. Right? So money is basically there. Right? So you want to do a bit of monetization of your idea that basically you are having. So remember, our hurting officer anyhow is basically an output energy. So an output energy always is talking about expanding, creating something new. You must have over the year, over the month, make a bit of a claim or a promise. This is the month for you to deliver it. So because the water energy is a connecting water energy, the dragon has a Clearwater unit. So your wealth star is basically well connected. Right, so now the part of it, right? So hurting officer always get themselves into legal issue. There is a direct officer inside the dragon, so you need to be careful of legal related structure that you're created while you are monetizing things. Okay, so here's the thing, right? A lot of time, right, when there's no money involved or it's not making money, no one cares about the agreement. When it's making money, everybody cares about how much share that they get on the things that they are, making. So you have a friend star that the dragon basically carry a friend star. So are they friend? Are they foe? When money is on the table, you usually would know. Okay, so make sure that the legal structure is good. So don't need to be gentle with the competition. If there is an actual competition coming, just remember the entire year is rock wealth. The competition is there, and if the Rockwell is sitting together with the direct wealth, which means that your competition knows that you have money and opportunity, right? So they're not going to give face to you, right? Just remember that, right? So you're a nice person doesn't mean other people need to be nice to you. So unfortunate fact that a lot of people need to learn how to understand. Cool, right? So make sure that you know that. So next one, we're going to take a look at our friendly little G-Earth. So G-Earth is the yin component of the earth. It usually dissipates the soil. It always talk about mother, right? So the good thing is that the direct wealth basically is with the G-Earth this particular month. So you talk about direct wealth making opportunity. This is the month that you have, and you are sitting on rock wealth, right? So here's the thing. All eyes is on you. Cool, right? So all eyes is all the competitor is with you. So you have all the friend Rockwell star all ready to take a look at what you have, and this is a connected well star, which means that, and then you are the giving person. What do you expect? Everyone is going to come and try to get a piece of the action, right? So you need to learn how to do crowd control. Yep, you have to learn how to do crowd control, right? So attention is all there. You need to leverage on the attention and basically go and do some crowd control on your own self, right? So make everything short and sweet. Don't drag on. G-Earth is famous for dragging. Dragging your feet through mud. That is basically G-Earth, right? So you don't want to drag through the thing for too long. So which means that if you got the money, if you see the money, got the money, can take the money quickly, take the money and run. Right? Don't stay there and then it's like, what about this person? What about that person? You don't want to go through this sort of situation as a G-Earth. Right? Make sure that you are okay with those particular situations. Cool. Right? So take care, fellow G-Earth. Tung metal, which is the yang of the metal family. Right? So this is basically a really good, strong sword. So we usually dissipate this fellow as a sword or an axe or rough metal, right? So this particular year, but this particular month, the rainwater is eating God to you. So eating God always is a really awesome energy. We like it because eating God is able to create solution. So you want to do a bit of an experience sharing with other people. So you have a solution, right? Sometimes some people, right, so you need to understand, they always, have this kind of thinking, it's like, if I come up with a solution, it's like, what if somebody steal my solution? Here's the thing. If your solution work, let it out and let it work, okay? Because, if the solution is kept inside your brain, right, not going to work, anyway, right? So, Samantha, you are leaving me. Replay is in the Joey Yap TV channel, right? So you can basically go into Joey Yap TV channel, which means that it is going to be in YouTube. You can go YouTube and watch it, the replay, right? All right, so that's the part of it, right? So the part that you need to be a bit careful of is basically fracturing your friendship, right? So this year, so you guys know that this year your year pillar is basically the two sin metal is your rock wealth star, right? So they may get a bit envious of you, a bit jealous of your situation, right? So just be careful a little bit. Just be careful, right? So they do get a little bit jealous. You do have the hurting officer inside the mind, which is hiding in the cool water, right? So you want to share some of your resources out with others, right? So because the eating board will ensure that you can generate more than enough solution. Okay, so don't be stingy lah, by the way. That is basically the part of it. Your competitor is there in the year pillar anyway, so no point for you to be stingy about it, right? So, share out it a bit, share out your resource a little bit, make sure everybody is basically well taken care of. Right, so, let's take a look at the sin metal, which is the friendly little jewels. Right, so the yin component of the metal, we usually call them the little jewels. Right, so we have the hurting officer star on the sin metal. Now, sin metal is especially like the hurting officer, especially love it, right? Because the hurting officer is the big water that basically come and shine the jewelry, right? So they basically love it. Right, so again, they are sitting on resource star. This particular month, the dragon, the Earth is a resource star. Right, so since you're going to make a scene out of the entire situation, may as well make out a scene out of the information that you have. Start sharing your information with people because you have the friend star in the year. Right, so you got your buddy friend there, right? You got a lot of information. You want to drag some show time to yourself, right? So go out and share information with them. By the way, information is free. Even if you share the information out, right, it doesn't make you don't really lose anything at all, right? So that's the one that you can basically take a look. So be a bit careful of what we call Trojan horse. So which means that other people who pretend to be nice coming near you and trying to snatch things that is supposed to be yours. Just be careful of that, right? So evil intention from people, whatever that you want to call that. Because why hurting officer love to get into trouble? Yes, hurting officer love getting into trouble. They usually walk in the gray boundary area between can and cannot, right? So you need to improve your competitive knowledge for this particular month, right? So the reason for you to basically share some of the knowledge out is basically for you to find out what are other people doing with the information that that you basically are sharing out with people. Cool, right? So you want to basically do that, right? So always come to the personal favorite, which is the Run Water, right? So the Run Water, why personal favorite? Because I am a Run Water, yay. The rainwater, this one is having a bit of a friend star here, so it's a good month to basically connect with people. So this year the rainwater in terms of the year is the resource star, direct resource star. Great for you to expand your knowledge and to basically use the people around you to expand your knowledge. Go and talk to people, okay? Like, go and talk to people, right? Start interviewing people. So if you guys don't know, I'm starting to interview people right now. So I always tell people, right, I do what I advise people to do, right? So sometimes people, start to ask, why are you doing this thing, right? So yeah, my friend just asked me, like, hey, I see you doing interview with people. What's the purpose? So, no purpose, just want to expand my knowledge, right? So because the fastest way for you to gain knowledge on anything is to drag it out of somebody who has gone through it. I can't go through every single scenario with my own body or my own mind. Somebody else has already ran through it, right? Just drag the information out, right? So be careful of information overloading, right? So that's a part of it. So just too much information coming in, just be careful of it, right? So try all options. This doesn't work, try that. That doesn't work, try this. Your 7 killing is basically there. The 7 killing is the biggest energy in terms of trying. Yeah, 7 energy is always try first, ask question, never. Yes, try first, ask question, never. That is basically the motto of the 7 killing. So you want to basically use 7 killing in a more conducive manner is the ability to try, fall, stand up, try again. That is 7 killing. So that's why 7 killing is usually very dangerous. In normal person, hence 7 killing is quite dangerous because if you go and try something that you know is dangerous, you're asking for trouble, isn't it? Right? So be careful of that. Right? But anyway, digging for information is great because you already have an entire year worth of direct resource there. So this particular year is a year whereby you are getting a lot of help externally, right? So don't waste it. Okay, so try to align the help out so that they can assist you in doing your things that you want to do. So last of them all is basically your Kui water, the yin water or the cloud, or normally we call the blur case blur. So you have your Rockwell star here, right? So you got your Rockwell star basically together. So again, when you always see the Rockwell star, there's always a competing component here. So what are you competing? So just now you have see already the Ren water is basically having vast amounts of knowledge right now. So opportunity for the Kui water is basically to try and deepen the knowledge that they have. Make the knowledge a little bit more deeper, don't try to be too. Now here's the thing, the year stem is basically indirect resource. Now indirect resource in terms of information gathering is usually surface level and scattered. That is usually the problem with indirect resource. So when it is scattered plus the Kui water itself is already a very scattered. Why is Kui water the blur color? Later we'll go to why Kui water is the blur. Kui water is not blur, it's just very carefree. Right? The cloud is very, very carefree. Right? So that's the part of it that you need to take a look. Right? So try not to be too scattered in front of the information. Right? So raw wealth and then indirect resource, so that there is a competition for information. So you imagine yourself as a reporter going to the scene, trying to get the scoop. And then, you have your rival reporter is also at the scene trying to get the scoop. So it's like who is faster in getting the scoop, right? So, you want to go faster is go publish with what you already have. Do not need to wait for complete information, which means that, you try to ignore your competitor a little bit, right? So that, and then you go with what you have. You report as things as already, which means that use the knowledge that you already have. Don't wait for complete knowledge. If you got part of the knowledge that is usable, use it. Okay, only after you use it, then you start to understand what basically happened, right? So this is all your 10-day master for yourself, right? So for those of you who are asking for a replay, we will actually publish this. Whoa, you're releasing on 2nd of April, so fast. Last time take 1 week, or now take 1 day. So tomorrow it will basically come out in the Joey Yap TV channel, right? So that's where you want to take a look at, right? So let me just transform myself back into the huge version of me. Hey guys, fun playing with the new screen, right? Right. So let's take a look at okay, wow. Irina, your question is basically a personal consult question, right? So I haven't read it yet. Let me just read it whether I can help you or not, right? So let's take a look at it, right? So Wu Chen, so it's a Wu Chen they pillar, right? So let's take a look at what do we have in terms of information in terms of Wu Wu Chen, okay, and Wu Man, okay, okay. So your man is basically a fire and Wu day and Wu hour. Okay. All right. Okay. So so many Wu. Okay. It means that I have to be careful of this month got legal issue. This month got legal issue. Actually, this month legal issue is not your biggest issue. Right, so because you're gonna do a name change for your property for your uncle name to your name, okay. So it means that there will be a legal issue. No lah, that's not the translation. But here's the thing with you, Dragon Man with Dragon Year, right? You have self-punishment. Okay, so that's a portion that you might need to handle a little bit. Self-punishment is you your own self cancelling yourself, right? Can you please don't shoot your own foot this particular month? Just be careful of shooting your own foot. Okay, right? So I don't think there's any problem with you changing your, what you call uncle name, your name, uncle name. Marot here. Let me just take a look here. Forecast is for personal element. Day master. So if I am yang fire on the personal element, on metal on the year, You look at your day master, which is your, I don't know whether personal element is your day master, but it's your day master. Okay, it's basically your day master, the fellow under the day box. All right, so that's the one that you take a look at. Nothing to do with your year. So we are not looking at your year. Okay, Lee. Let me take a Lee, right? Take a look at it. Lee, right? So, Jia Wood with indirect resource and indirect wealth, does it mean that it's better for those doing sales job? Not necessarily, lah. Nothing actually to do with actually doing sales or not doing sales. The indirect wealth basically give you the ability to spot low-hanging fruits, gaps in the market, activity that basically require lower effort to participate in, but still give you the result that you are looking for. That is basically what indirect wealth is. So of course, you know, if you are in sales, it's a bit better. But if you're not in sales, you know, it might not be very useful. Right, so let's take a look at it, Jojo. Right, so day master is Sin Mao, right? So you got Sin day master here, right? So shiny Sin day master this year with a Wu Chen for the year and Ren Chen for the year. Wow, so many Chen, you got 3 Chen together. Will the Ren Chen one intensify the self-punishment? Answer is yes. The Chen will intensify the what you call your self-punishment. It's basically a triggering point, right? So the month, the year, any what we call pillar that's introduced into your chart, that basically trigger the effect, right? So, but Jojo's self-punishment is quite easy to fix. Just don't shoot your own foot, that's it. Just don't shoot your own foot, right? So which means that if you decide to do on something, stick with your decision. Don't go and change here, change there last minute, and then you know, having a bit of a unhappy moment, right? So Shalice here, let's take a look, right? So my day master is the friendly little Ji. So if you have the Ji Earth as your day master, friendly little, very caring Ji Earth, right? So and the month is basically Ren Zhi. Right? So you have a red month. Okay, you know, red dragon is a 3 harmony combination. That's good. What should I take notes of in terms of career? So career here, drag as many people to help you as possible. So anytime when you have a combination, mean that external energy is going to be injected into your chart. So it's good to allow assistance to come from outside. But of course, you know, with the pretext, you need to know what assistance you need. Right? So or else, you know, Chinese say 越帮越忙. Right? So, you know, people come in and assist in the wrong place, right? So what should I take caution as the month clashes with your year? Month clashes with nothing to take caution of. Right? In the 12 month, definitely will clash every single one of your parts. You realize, right? 12 months, 12 animal sign, every single one of them will get clashed, right? You don't need to worry about that. Right? That one, every year you will get clashed, so don't worry about it, right? Unpleasant, small little unpleasant, right? So this particular month, maybe you get a little bit, some of your friends disappear, right? So, you know, sounds very, sounds very dangerous. Some of your friends disappear. No, lah. So some disconnection with your social palace. That's all. You know, don't need to too worry about it. Hey Grace, how are you doing? Gung metal, you know, the very strong, you know, noble, powerful Gung metal. Taking massive action to transit business into online form. Good. That's a good way to do. Going online is going to be very important for period 9 because period 9 everything is going to be on the fast pace. If you are still waiting for people to walk into your shop, you're dead. Right, so I'm now making video for marketing, so I joined a community, a newbie onto this. Anything that I have to look out for a community, and you contribute, right? Because of the eating gods, you throw your idea out to them. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Again, you know, when you throw idea out to people, right? Don't take a look as in, you know, oh, you know, somebody might copy my idea. Here's the thing: if your idea is crappy, no good, you think they will copy your idea? Right, so you know, if they copy your idea and then they go out and they help you do the market tests, you know, so if you're studying what you call video marketing, you will go through a phase whereby you need to do an A/B testing. Okay, so which means that 2 same script or the 2 same copy with small little changes. So throwing out your idea basically is you doing massive A, B, C, D, E, F testing by using other people as guinea pig. Right? You present your idea, you let them go try it out first, and then you monitor somebody who come back and tell you that, hey, you know, I did this, and then it worked, you know. All right. Because it's your idea, you should be able to evolve the idea into the next stage. Right? So, you know, you give them the first stage, you evolve it into the next stage. Unless the idea you also take from some people, so it makes it very difficult for you to evolve the idea. Right, Li Yun, so both eat you at day master and month. Okay, so you are basically a Yeet Wood. Yeet Wood is basically having resource star this year. Geng Shen at year. Okay, so you at month, Geng Shen at year. Chen and you is a combination. How do you use the identity in terms of career and also networking? But Shen and you know, oh, right, got a Fu Shen Zi Chen. Right now, a three harmony combination usually is multiple party coming in to assist you. First thing is don't stand in the way. Right? So you are you usually don't know how to stand in people's way one. So that's the good thing for you to basically take a look. So Shen Zichen resource star is basically is gonna go shoot up until the roof. You're gonna be quite supported, right? So here's the thing: don't think that you're invincible. Be careful of having that invincible thinking, right? So be humble a bit. You know, you have to know where to direct the energy. Okay, so that's the part of it that you need to take a look at, directing your energy. Leong, let's take a look at Leong, right? So Sin High Day Master, shiny little Sin as well. Right, so you pick up a shiny little Sin. Okay, so Geng Yin Man, so you got a Tiger Man, right? Tiger Dragon doesn't really have a lot of things, you know. Wow, newly promoted as sales. Congratulations, right? So having this marketing manager, what is the fastest way to build good relationship with team member? Hurting officer is to advertise them in terms of instead of advertising yourself. Give the stage to your team member, right? So instead of using the energy to pull the attention to yourself, use the hurting officer energy to pull attention to everyone in your team. So you need to think about the entire situation as your team. Share the stage with everybody, right? So you know, going into the you know, this Grammy award or whatever award it is, you know, when they're going to present you with the award. So what you do is that you go down to the stage and then you start dragging all the people who is, you know, involved, you know, whatever the director. Whoever screenplay, you know, instead of just calling their name, you drag all of them up the stage, you know, give them a hug, you know, tell them that, you know, I will never, you know, be able to get this thing done without, you know, you know. So instead of really highlighting yourself, you highlight them. Yeah, Leong is gonna sound like, yo, very difficult and a lot of, you know, things to do. Yes, Leong, quite a lot of things to do. Right? So you need to instead of become the star, you want to become the producer. Okay, do that. Paul Chin, let's take a look at it. Paul, how are you doing? Right, so BaZi is Renzi. All right, good. So we have a Ren here, which is together with me. Right, so yay, fellow Ren. Right, so Ting Wei Man. Ooh, right. Ting Wei Man. So this year you are having a clash in your mind. Ouch. Xing Chou Day and Geng Yin Hour, right? I want to execute some market investment this month. What is the market investment? Besides some data analysis, what are they doing? You want to do investment, right? So, you know, here's the thing, Paul Chin. Try not to use BaZi for investment related thing, right? So just explain to you, right? When we are talking about an investment, I'm assuming, Paul, I am assuming when you talk about market investment here is that you want to do investment. Investment means that you have a bunch of money and then you're passing the money to somebody. Right, so here's the thing, once you pass the money to that person, right, you lose control. Right, so you buy a share, right, what control do you have on the share? Zero. Right, so, you know, if you have zero control in your share, which means that your BaZi chart is not going to do anything to the share. So if you're going to read BaZi chart, read the BaZi chart of the owner of the share, the company. the company CEO, read his budget chart. There is a more better thing to do than to read your own budget chart. Right, so try not to basically do that. But this year, so you know that you have a clash in your year pillar. If I were you, I would spend just that little bit time, monitoring your career side, so that you don't run through some, what you call roadblock, right? Signals. You have what we call a random question. Hurting officer or EG better for sin angle? Neither. Right? All 10 God is basically neutral. The part that is important is how you utilize them. Right? So nothing is good or bad. It's about your utility of that particular thing. It's like asking whether the gun on the table is good or bad. The gun on the table is not good or not bad. It's basically useless at this current moment on the table until you use the gun to shoot something. Then probably somebody might classify this as good, or you may classify this as bad. Okay? So Emily here, Ren Chen, right? So in the Ren Day Master, currently going through a Ren Chen luck cycle. Wow. Why so many people is having this self-punishment? Will the Ren Chen month have any additional Fu-yin effect? Yes, it does. Which means that this particular month you're going to feel, sorry for using the word, a bit more crappy than usual. Okay? Right, so, with the friend star, with the 7 killing hurting officer, well, okay, please don't go into the extreme extent of, Cantonese Gong Ya Po Go. I will put everything into it. Yay! No, don't do that. The year is still young. First quarter only. Right, so first quarter only, look at the situation first. Let your self-punishment pass first. Right? So self-punishment can be especially nasty when you are actually self-punishing yourself. Right? So because you are the one exerting the punishment to yourself, right? Who's going to rescue you other than yourself? Right? So, just cool down. It's just, basically starting of the year. Right? So don't need to be so excited about it. Ren Wu Day Master, hi Esther, how are you doing? Peng Chen Man. So again, you got your self-punishment, right? Will I have job opportunity this month? Job opportunity, sure got one. Every month also basically got job opportunity. But here's the thing, right? When you are going through a self-punishment, again, you yourself is basically sabotaging your own, what you call opportunity, right? So things that you're supposed to do and then, you don't go and do. Right? So, so for guys, whoever have a self-punishment there, right? Make a decision, move on. Okay? Don't look back. Right? So I can already see another self-punishment coming up. Funny, right, guys? When you have one thing come out, every single one of them seems to be pointing at the same direction. All the self-punishment fellas seems to like to conjugate together, this particular month, right? So thank you there, Master. So we got our friendly, alluring little yin fire thing there, which has a direct officer this year. This month sitting on a hurting officer, which is not a desirable combination. Right? So if a Ren Chen month with hurting officer, okay, so with self-punishment some more. So the self-punishment basically enhance the hurting officer component of it. Okay, authority for the direct officer with the heaven and earth combination. May I beg your advice in careers? What do you want to do in career? That would be the first question that I will be asking you. So, of course, big picture advice, don't step on the toe of your boss since you have self-punishment. Self-punishment here is that, you're going to do something and then halfway it's like, oh, I want to turn back. No, right? So, in terms of self-punishment, if you decide to do something, go all the way. Go all the way, right? So basically just go all the way, right? So, no need to basically turn back. Candace, let's take a look at Candace here, right? So your husband is Bing Si Ye, right? So Geng Xu Man, so dog and dragon. Okay, it's a clash. Dog and dragon is a clash, but it's a small issue. His business has small competitor this year. Okay, all right. What can he do to gain the advantage this month when the new lead since competitor is high this particular month, right? So what's your month already? Ping. 7 killing. Ping, right? Let me just check, right? So 丙是一根续慢，癸卯 the 癸卯 day is basically 癸 day master, right? So let me just check 癸 day master, right? So the 癸 day master is basically a raw wealth direct officer in direct resource of what you want to do this particular month, and then it's basically clashing somewhere. Wow. Clashing in direct officer, you might need to revamp some of your SOP. The way that you basically do things, you might want to revamp it so that you are not too rigid, right? So so you want to go above your competitor, you basically need to increase flexibility. That's where the indirect resource will come in. Indirect resource will basically give you more option. Okay. So Haina, your question is very too general. We'll explain further on GFEG how to focus direct and indirect FNG. I don't even know what you want to do, Han. How to help you focus it. Right? So it's like, can you explain to me how can I properly use the what you call the back of tapioca flour on the table? Very difficult to answer that question, right? And until I know what you want to cook with the tapioca flour, very difficult for me to give you an explanation, right? So how does the Gui can explore deeper knowledge if the action is to go what we already have, right? So now here's the thing: when you do whatever that you already have right now, if it work, right? So the next action is basically to deepen the entire things that you are doing. Right, so which means that you don't want to in a stage whereby you just keep on exploring. So which means that you just keep on find out, but you're actually not doing anything, because without actually implementing the knowledge you have, you don't know what work, what don't work. Okay, so you implement, go and take some action on the thing that you are basically doing. Right, so you find out that, hey, this particular knowledge is actually useful, right? So now find out a little bit more about that particular knowledge point. Right, so let's think about it. Right? So Geng Wu, so you got a very tough Geng lady, right? So very tough Geng lady. Ren Xu Man, so it's a clash month for you, right? So felt extremely busy, exhausted last month. How can I escape? Why you want to escape? Right now, right, there's actually only two extreme group of people in the market right now. Those that don't have anything to do, which is the dangerous one, and those that has everything for them to do, which is the one with more of the opportunity. So if you are the one having everything to do, which your eating God is going to ensure that you got even more thing for you to basically extreme on. What you want to do, Annie, is very simple, right? Arrange rest time. That's it. You just have to arrange some me time for yourself. Really, tell yourself from what time onward you will completely disconnect yourself from whatever that is. Turn off your phone, turn off your internet, turn off everything and go for a good rest. You just have to schedule that. Let the world die for a few hours. Okay? Right, so you can come back and rescue them later. I assure you the world won't die in a few hours. Okay? Do that. Right? So Jacqueline, Jia Yin Day Master. Okay, so you got Jia Day Master, Ding Wei Man. Right? So now everybody is having now all the Clash Month gang is coming up. Any possibility for job change in April? If you want to use the Clash to change your job, then please go ahead and do so. But as usual, for any sort of job change type of question is, what's the purpose of the change? What made you think that you change to a new job that your current predicament will change? Yes, what made you think so? Right? So, or else you're just going to go to a change and by the way, a monthly clash is it's a very not very strong reason for doing any sort of major changes. It's monthly clash is just an inconvenience. Right, so Lisa, right, so Ting Mao, so my favorite thing, Ting is always the favorite because Ren and Ting is a combined. So we always favor the Ting. Yes, bias. Ting. Born in Peng Xu month, so again another dog, which is another clash. Should I lay low, have clash with Chen? No need to lay low. So again, right, a month clash is basically just inconvenient. Okay. Yeah, you should, take yourself. Now, here's the thing, right? You need to be in a stage whereby you are able to leverage the authority and power that's basically given to you. You just want the hurting officer so that other people know that you are in control. That's all. Okay, you are not to use the hurting officer as a boastful tool, like how normally people will do. You have, right now you got power already, you go like, ha 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 ha, now I got power, you all are dead. Okay, please don't do that. Right, so you just want to go until the stage that you know that I got power, right? You know that I got power, right? Don't make me repeat myself the third time that I got power. Okay, Lisa, just do that. Joanna, right? So let's take a look at it, right? So your month is things. Okay, your month, I will have a higher chance of finding new job, huh? Month is things. Don't know what is your day master, but Si and Chen doesn't really have any combination basically going on, right? So here's the thing, when you're talking about, finding a new job, right? Finding a new job means that there is basically a change in the energy pattern in your month, right? So a change in the energy pattern in your month is basically either a 6 harmony combo, 3 harmony combo, or a clash. All of them basically indicate change in your month composition. So you look for that. So this particular month doesn't really has any component, moving component with the dragon. So sorry, right? So you already got Cho, so you're missing is you. So if you really want to join, you want to wait. September is where the what you call it, the rooster is coming up. Now I don't think you want to wait until September, right? So find a good date by using date selection, or if you're more familiar with Qi-men, use Qi-men to basically bridge this sort of thing. Sometimes it's not practical to wait for the energy to fall in the right place. But sometimes you have to manipulate the energy. This is where date selection and also Qi-men will come in handy. Use that. Date selection for feng shui activation, Qi-men for execution activation. Do that. Right, so Gloria Chong here, day master is Bing Chen. Month is Jia Xu. So you see, right, when you start your self-punishment, all the self-punishment come out. Now is all the clash all show up. Here is Jiu. What should you caution you to take off this month? Again, Gloria, it's like, when you talk about what you need to take caution, right, there's a lot of things that you need to take caution of. Right? So the universe is so big. Right? So, Gloria, unless there's something that you're concerned of, please do scope down your question a little bit into something that is more answerable. All right, so Rainwater Arena here, Rainwater. Hey, fellow Rainwater, how are you doing? All right, so I'm Rainwater, born in 1991. Now, how do we leverage on the energy of this month for career? So again, what you want to do in terms of career, right? So in terms of career, now, to be really frank, right? So 7 killing together with the friend star together is about sacrificing people. 7 killing kill friend star, so it's about sacrificing people, right? So instead of expanding, so now we are talking about the month energy coming in. Instead of expanding, it is actually trimming, right? So collaborative, you can talk about collaborative trimming. You need to start to identify whether that particular player is actually contributing in or are not contributing. So then you, those that is not contributing into the thing. So you need to start to do a bit on the trimming side of it. All right, so Casman, let's take a look at Casman here. Right, so Jia Shen Day Master, so we got a big wood Day Master there, Attack! Right, so this year the Jia is not bad, having the direct officer and also the direct wealth, which is a very strong combination for the year. So, and this month you will be doing more collaborative with others. So quite okay, we are doing collaboration this particular month because of the resource star. Resource star often, is talking about, things coming in to assist you. The water basically is, it does help with connecting with people, by the way, water. Right? Water is the connective element, right? So also be taking up courses definitely taking up courses at the resource stuff. Taking up courses is definitely the thing for you to do. It's okay for this, right? So definitely the taking up courses part of it is a good thing for you to do because of the resource stuff. So always know when you have the resource stuff around, right? Take the opportunity to learn something new or go and dig into whatever that you know and deepen. That's the two things that you want to do. Right? So traditionally is that, when the resource star appeared, mean that there are people with information wanting to give it to you. So whether you want to accept it or not, that's the one that you need to take a look. Kumon. Let's take a look at Kumon here. Gui Rabbit Hour, right? Ting Rooster Day. So you basically is my favorite Ting Fire. Right? So favorite Ting Fire must help. How do I get new job this month? Get new job this month. Send in application. Right, so let me just take a look at, we have rabbit in the hour no need. Month is sin rabbit month. So you have a rabbit, we are rabbit and dragon. Rabbit and dragon is a harm situation. In terms of energy signature, the harm situation is seriously not going to help with job seeking. Okay, so it's not going to help with the entire job seeking scene. Rabbit this particular month, very sad. Rabbit this particular year also does not really have a lot of auspicious auxiliary star. Actually, don't really have. There only one, which is also very useless. Not very useful. So what you want to do is that you need to go and send in the job application. You have to be active in basically contacting the people. Advice for you, start to get very friendly in LinkedIn. In terms of job market, LinkedIn is the one. So, so go through your, job agency. You have to take the initiative because this year Rapid doesn't really get external help. So it's really all about you, right? So the good thing is that you also don't get any trouble from outside. Siemens. Let's take a look at Siemens here. Midway hour pillar. Direct clash with the year. Okay. What does this mean? What do you want to read? So hour is basically how you look at the future. The year is basically talking about your public round. So your public round and the way that you look at the future is basically in a situation of clashing. But definitely, if your hour pillar is clashing, whatever that you analyze is often flawed. So you want to compare your analysis with other people before you draw any conclusion. The way that you analyze and do conclusion is often have a lot of hole in it. Go and ask people first before you do anything. Okay, so Wu Chen Day Master, right? So Wu my Earth Day Master, Big Earth Day Master. Wu Yin in month. Okay, is it good for me to restructure your company? Or from the ground, why do you need to restructure your company? And very pertinent question here, right? So Wu Yin, I'm going to do restructuring this year. Yin Wu Xu, Yin Chou, right? And Geng Xu in your year. So Geng Xu in your doesn't look like you actually need to do any restructuring, but Wu Yin, next year you are having a Grand Duke situation. So, and I really need to find out what's the purpose of the restructuring, because your question required a little bit of a reading from the Qi side of it to basically make sense. Right, so that's the one that you need to take a look. All right, last question. We take last question from Flora over here. right? So, 庚子 day master, right? So, guys, not every question that you want to use a month energy to answer. And sometimes you do need more different side of it to take a look. So, like, just now business related question, you do need to drag in the achievement component to take a look from a different angle because it seems to be a big project, right? So it's not something that, you can, decide based on a one plane or, a one dimension information. So, 八字 man pillar is just a one dimension, just one of the dimension, right? So let's take a look at hour is 庚子, day master is Ting now, so my favorite Ting, so must help like it. And so every time see Ting also must help, cannot say no to Ting. Okay, it's like that. 丁子, right? So so 生子成 is a three harmony combination for this month. So trying to promote my product online and planning to market it overseas. Is there any opportunity? Promote your thing online. Year is 子为. Now because this year you are basically having a clash, in terms of your currently. So now here's what I want you to do. Here's a suggestion for your flora. First find out your current customer base is where. Those current people who buy anything from you right now, find out what cluster they are in first. Then go and sell out of the cluster. Yes, that's basically what Clash will do. Go to a different place to sell. Right, so when you say open up a new market, so now open up a new market overseas, right? So here's the thing, right? You are doing this in a situation whereby it can go both ways because clash means that generally the market is not going to accept your idea. Okay, generally market is not going to accept the idea. Hence, repeat customer is going to drop. Right, so here's the thing: you want to go to the new place where you are completely foreign and basically sell. That's what you want to basically do for that, right? So all right, that's it, guys. That's all for this particular session. Really happy for you guys to be able to join me on every single month, right? So for those of you who are looking for a replay, right, so tomorrow go to the Joey Yap TV channel in YouTube and basically you can load the replay. So you should be looking at the premiere button coming up anytime soon. Right, so good evening, everybody, and take care. Bye. Bye-bye, everyone.